Coming up on Bridge of the Gods. This is where you walk through. It's really not a walking bridge, it's a riding bridge. So I gotta be careful.
Hi, you want to go on the left-hand side?
I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a safe trip.
Thank you. So it says pedestrians face the traffic. So that's what I do. Well, no more Oregon. Gotta take my hat off. It's a very windy day. No more Oregon, and I'm on to Washington, my last state. About 510 miles to go. It's a little unnerving being up here. No place to walk but the road. Extremely windy, about 30 miles an hour. Getting blown around. Fortunately, the traffic's not bad. Well, I made it across the bridge. I really had a death grip on my on my gear. Carried my hat. There's a sign talking about the PCT trailhead in a half mile. And there's a sign over there saying the PCT's to the left. So I'm heading down this way. Got the new phone, trying it out. This is a really fancy sign. Just getting off the highway. Bridge of the Gods is where that guy just pulled out, and the trail is here, parallel to it. Let's see what we got. Gillette Lake, I think that's where Catherine and Conrad are at the moment. And then the U.S.-Canadian border's just over 507 miles. Okay. So, after a full one-day break, 2-night rest in Hood River, I'm back on the trail and in a new state. My last state, Washington. Really happy to have made it this far. First lake of the day. Over on the right side, there's over behind this tree, there's a tent. It's pretty. Well, I can't hear anything down the valley, but I have a good vantage point to see the locks. Looking at the forecast, in a couple days, there's 2 days in a row of 95-degree highs. Hopefully, I'll be up at a little bit of elevation. That's at down the valley at Cascade Locks. And I should be a few thousand feet above that. Little blue dragonflies everywhere. Got these clusters of, they're not blueberries, they certainly look like them. Somebody knows what they are. I don't. Yep. Which reminds me, it's about time for lunch. I got a water source coming up in about 15 minutes, and I think it's the last one for the next 11-12 miles. So I'm going to stop there and have lunch. I brought a big sandwich from the delicatessen at Safeway in Hood River. A couple sandwiches, I guess, is what it is. I'll have that. It's cold water, potato chips, and then I'll load up on water and head out for the afternoon. It's hot. My pants are soaking wet from sweat. Going uphill, I'll be doing this for hours. It's like 3,300 foot ascent spread out over, I don't know, 7 miles or so. So that's not too bad. It's just that it's continuous. And it's because you start out so low. The Bridge of the Gods is the lowest point of the whole PCT. It's like a couple hundred feet. 211, 219, 2 something. Of course, elevation-wise, that might be the lowest point of the whole PCT, but psychologically, it's one of the high points. Done with Oregon, anytime you can finish a state, that's a great thing. Strolling into Washington, feels almost like you're on a victory lap crossing that bridge. One state to go. I mean, it's still 500 miles, but I sure am a lot closer to the end than I am the beginning. Actually, I think, I don't have the mileage on me, but I think I'm now under the 500 mile mark. I think I just went under it in the past hour. Less than 500 miles to go. A lot of milestones. Feels good. Stopping for lunch, that'll feel good too. I just had a nice lunch and cooled off, and lots of cold water. 2.7 liters to get me through the next hot section uphill, 11 plus miles. And there's a kiosk up here welcoming people to the Table Mountain National Recreation Area. And so the old "You Are Here," that's down at I think that's right there's the river, and then you're here, and then on out to Three Corner Rock. Nothing on the note board. Anyways, just it's a conservation area, natural Natural Resources Conservation Area, not a recreation area. Okay. Just met a hiker down there at the water place. I think his name's Dave, doing a section. He should be blowing by me here eventually. Whenever there's a long stretch of no water, Half Mile will put a water alert on his app, so you know this is just not another water spot, that it's a long haul. I wonder what all the normal people are doing right now. What is this? Tuesday afternoon? Okay. Yep. Want to spend a lot of time in the woods? Like the PCT. By the way, the deciduous trees have continued. I first noticed them Indian Springs and then Eagle Creek my last day hiking, and today they're still here mixed in with the pine. It's a nice to see. Couple rock slides covered the trail, minor ones. Must have been a big rain or thaw, and water just whooshed down the mountainside and just pushed all these rocks ahead of it. Not a big deal. The maintainers will take care of it eventually. Just walk over it. Just broke out of the woods. Nice peak up there in this rock field, and looking at the opposing side of the valley, I'm going to guess that's all being cut. Parts of it looks like there's small trees on it. Other parts I don't see anything going. That sun is warm. Blue skies, not so windy. Great. I've climbed 2,000 feet so far, and but I still got 1,200 to go. So far so good. My pants are drenched in sweat, but I'm still in good shape for water and food. I cameled up back there, made sure I had enough. And you can see this is my view. I'm sitting on a nice sitting log that apparently fell a long time ago, but they put it in a good position where I can just sit. We can just sit, anybody. It's just a pretty day in the woods. Ferns, moss, still the deciduous trees, leaves, and pine trees mixed together. There's a bunch of old timber here and big cables. Middle of nowhere, this stuff. And they believe it was part of a housing for rail cars that went down to a nearby creek. Maybe they were hauling lumber out of here years ago. I think there's something about the whole thing burned down in the 20s, 1929 or so. Anyway, it's interesting. This is a long way up, but I'd like to have seen that logging operation. Housed railroad cars. Interesting. Must have been a strong engine, or they used cables. There's more of it down there. It's a big structure. I've made it to the top, which was back over in that direction. That was a rough climb. Man, it got worse as it got higher. The bushes were all over the whole trail and a lot of rocks on the path, but it cleared up at the very, very end. And now I got some downhill, then some uphill, and then I start heading down. Logging operations. Going right up, well, actually past the, including the PCT. Mostly down there. And then there's some equipment. How in the world did it get all the way up here? There's just so much wood up here. It's a pretty big operation. I guess there's no rush to transport it out. Maybe it's better just to let it dry out a bit. But up above me, that's been cut a long time ago, and I don't see nothing growing up there. This stuff looks like it was dead for a long time ago too. They were just doing it over on that side, and then they knocked out this hill. But those piles of gray lumber, they've been there for ages. I like that row of yellow and purplish flowers on this old abandoned road. They do have more uphill coming, I think. But then I've got a huge downhill coming up. And I think that's the deal with Washington. Big uphills and downhills. Not at all like Oregon. Oregon wasn't flat, but it was levelish, major chunks. About ready for dinner. Have some more of that sandwich. It's going on 6 o'clock in the evening. Temperatures dropped some. It's a nice view. Now I've been seeing bushes with red berries, but they were twice that size, so these are really tiny. Yeah, the size of a BB. It's a major junction. The main thing is the three-corner rock. That way I'm not gonna go check it out. I'll stick with the PCT. Department of Natural Resources. This was logged in 86, 87, burned in 87, planted in 88. PCT pops out here. Yikes. Crosses the road. I mean, dirt road here and the Forestry Service road, I suppose. And then back into the woods. About a half-mile from my water source. I think there's like Rockpile Creek and a Snag Creek. One of the other one's about a half-mile past the first. That wouldn't be too bad of a camp spot. No need to fix dinner. I've already had it. I had the second half of that huge hoagie sandwich from the deli. I like it when I don't have to cook. So quiet. There's no campsites listed up here. Hopefully there are some that aren't, just didn't make the list. This is Rockpile Creek. I'm going to head on to, I think it's Snag Creek. There's a few campsites here, but Steve's got one set, and Conrad and Catherine at the other. And hey, this could be me, right? This is good. Yep, I'll take it.